Hello to you all, I'm Nareet Ben, and welcome to IMPROVATE's third international conference. It's a space for creating long-lasting connections, allowing change makers in technology and decision makers in government to make progress through innovation. IMPROVATE is all about finding solutions and sparking collaborations that improve the quality of life for people around the world. Today, linking between Israel and Africa in a field that has everything to do with a sustainable future, agriculture. Throughout this special broadcast, we'll be hearing from ministers and ambassadors from Tanzania to Ethiopia, Gabon, South Sudan, Kenya, Angola, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Also with us today, executives from African organizations and food companies from Eat Fresh to the Clinton Development Initiative and the Beula Seed Company. And of course, a key pillar of all these conferences, we'll be hearing from 10 of Israel's leading agri-tech companies, presenting tech solutions to help address major pressing challenges across Africa. Taking part today, Motes, Home Biogas, Kalont, Haifa Group, Metzer, ISM, Davik, the Volcani Center, Saffron Tech, and Agrigo. And as always, watching along with us are representatives of investment funds from around the world looking to invest in Israeli innovation. And starting us off right here in the studio, IMPROVATE's founder and chairman, Irina Nevzlin, along with Dr. Alejandro Marabi. He is part of PepsiCo's External Innovation Global Team, leading agri-tech solutions as well as processing and ingredients-related initiatives. He'll be here listening to the range of African and Israeli innovators we'll hear from and looking out for potential investments. Also with us right here, Guy Mindel and Rami Alon from Agrigo, who will tell us a little bit about Agrigo, what you guys do.
Hello, thank you. When it comes to complicated projects, clients are willing to have one phase that is dealing the project from A to Z. Now, what our company is doing is we start from the feasibility study together with our clients, going through the business plans and then arranging the financing of the project. Today, financing is one of the most critical points on each project, because without it, we can talk as much as we would like, but we cannot come into construction. But the next step will be to make a tailor-made suit of design of a project to each client, because there is never copy-paste between two different projects. Each time, you need to put the attention to specific points on each project. When we will finish the design of the project, we'll go into construction. That, for us, it's something that we do on daily basis, but it's not something so easy. But today, we know how to bring the solution to the client on site and together to help the client to finish the project in the best way. But, and it's a big but, when you deliver a project, as nice as it will be, it's not the end of the game, because I always say that if I give my daughter a car, she will do an accident, unfortunately, because I have to teach her how to drive it. So we have a special team that is working together with our clients to make the operational management of the farms and creating a local team that will be able to hand over the project later on and to handle it later, because then we can just support our clients.
Right. But you're not just giving them the technology and leave.
Yeah, because if you just give the technology and leave, it will be, as we call it, a white elephant, and it's not something that we would like to create. So we really believe in working from A to Z, but a real A to Z. That means sometimes even import of the animals to the farm, helping the clients with veterinary nutrition and everything which they require in order to have for a long-term successful project.
Great, so let's take a look a little closer at Agrigo.
In this constantly growing and evolving market, it's critical to find a balance between efficiency, cost-effectiveness, consumer demands, and future development. We at Agrigo know precisely how to strike that balance. We know how to increase production of high-quality, high-demand agricultural products. We know how to choose the components suitable exactly for your production line. We know how to adapt them to work in local conditions. From the smallest chicken farm to broad rural development projects, we know how to guarantee profit, quality, and flexibility for future expansion. Agrigo specializes in the development and infrastructure of 5 key branches: poultry farms, pig complexes, closed-system fish farms, dairy farms, and greenhouses. We work in accordance with international standards that meet the needs of every individual client. We use innovative industrial technology and cooperate with the world's leading manufacturers to ensure maximum efficiencies. Our systems reach record-breaking feed conversion rates, no matter the location. To create a reliable, biologically safe system that reduces costs, increases productivity, and accelerates the return of investment. Contact us, and we'll help you meet your demands.
So, Rami, you have some hands-on experience working in Africa with this product. Tell us a little bit about how it's different than working in other places, and maybe what are some of your takeaways for how to actually start to launch an agricultural product there?
Okay, when it comes to working in Africa, which I really love, you have to take into consideration the challenges on one hand and the power of Africa on the other hand, from what I've learned. So the basic challenges are the logistics, which are difficult to handle things easier in other places. The time it takes to get things going on, you need to have a lot of patience and understand that Africa time is something that you cannot overlook. As far as the power Africa, I definitely believe that this is the wonderful people of Africa that I learned to work with. And until now, I am in very good contacts with them after 5 years there. You have to listen and learn from the local people. You have to share their vision and not only your vision. You have to motivate them to join your vision and to make it happen. And I believe that they want better future for them as much as you want better future for yourself. So once putting it together, I think it's a very powerful issue. Now, I believe that the way to make it happen is to work with the Ministry of Agriculture of federal governments and to understand their program of how to develop their countries, then to work with local government officials and see how they see their programs and how to participate in their program and to add value to their needs with technology and not just hand over technologies because you have them. I think we have to learn to work with the research institutes, understand their local species, products, what they can produce in an economical way in terms of affordable products, suitable products, and not just because we have the technology to give it to them to grow something which will not be able to buy.
So if you were to have sort of one message going forward to those listening, because we're also going to be hearing from agriculture ministers here, what might that be?
Again, to understand that each country is different, to work with relative advantages of water resources, to integrate agriculture and aquaculture to each and every place where it belongs, and to adjust technologies into this concept.
Right. Not every place is the same, certainly.
Exactly.
Each one has their own unique challenges. And Guy, what would your sort of message to all those watching, both in Africa and in Israel?
We're all familiar that Africa is very famous. I apologize.
It's our lives now. It's okay.
Get used to it. Africa is very famous with its resources of land, water, and people. Yeah. So together, we would like to have a better future for the people by economical, affordable, and better projects for the local people. And this is what we are here to do.
Guy and Rami, thanks so much for that. And let's jump back to Agrigo, that Israeli innovator. Joining us again, Rami Alon is head of Aquaculture Department. He's going to share with us a little bit Agrigo's concept for Africa in terms of agri-industrial parks. Tell us about that.
Okay, so the concept of agri-industrial park combines the economical and the way of living considerations in order to create better environment in developing countries and communities. The concept starts with what we call central satellite farming. The idea of the central satellite farming is to create one relatively large farm. It doesn't matter if it's dairy or fish farm. I will concentrate a little bit on aquaculture because that's my field, but it can relate to any other disciplines in agriculture. With a relatively sustainable products that you can grow there commercially and sustainability. Now this farm has about, let's say, 1,000 tons of fish producing, which is relatively large, and it has in itself hatchery, nursery, training facility, veterinary services, food services, and everything that it's needed for itself, but also to accommodate the next step, which is the satellite farms around it. This fish farm cannot be created without efforts of government money or private money or a combination of public-private partnership, because it must take relative advantage of water resource like a lake or dam or river, and based on this relative advantage to deliver water into the farm. And that needs a lot of resources and a lot of financial to do that. But once it has this ability to generate commercial size of product, then smaller farms can grow around it, which are producing a lot less and concentrating only in the commercial production of the product. So they don't have to worry about hatchery, nursery, veterinary services, training. All that is coming from the central farm. The idea around it is to create a powerful commercial size value chain. Let's say that the central farm can produce 1,000 tons, as I said, and the smaller farms can produce only 100 tons. But the small farms, you can multiply it by 100. And right there, you can do 10,000 tons of 100 fish, producing 10 times as much more than the central farm. So this combination of central satellite farming is the approach that is very suitable for Africa community way of living, and the way we can generate and start a new industry.
And you're also dealing with aquaculture in Africa. Tell us just a bit more about that.
Okay, so the idea is to locate relative advantages of water resources, which are available in Africa in rivers, dams for irrigation, and other freshwater and marine water resources, and either to use them, as we can see in the pictures, in cages, in recirculating aquaculture system where they belong, and in lakes. And again, these can be the big farm starting as the first one, and then the small farms can generate around it, producing a multiplication of the commercial value.
Great. Rami Alon from Agrigo, thanks so much for being back with us. And that is it from IMPROVATE's Israel-Africa International Agri-Tech Conference. We've heard today from government officials, local African companies, and from Israel's leading agri-tech companies about the needs of Kenya, Ethiopia, Gabon, Tanzania, South Sudan, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo, all in this crucial field of agriculture. And as you've heard, IMPROVATE is all about access and connections, exposing Israeli tech leaders and governments to companies around the world to promote businesses whose goal is innovation. The exposure you've seen right here at this conference, that's just the first step. The next, delegations and real business connections. We want to thank you all for taking part and hope this is just the very beginning of doing business together and making technology accessible to all and improving the lives of millions across Africa. And keep an eye out for IMPROVATE's next conference on January 21st, From Crisis to Innovation, Creating a New World. We'll be looking at the challenges and opportunities in Europe in exiting, finally, this global crisis, from medicine to transportation to tourism and education. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you then.